founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur. Every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How everybody's doing? This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, aka RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Chamfleur. Perspective. Watchdog, good morning, man. Compare, good morning. Listen, I want to jump right into this morning. I want to jump into something real quick. So, good morning to our service department. Good morning to the police department, Coast Guard, the regiment, the fire department, the airport authority, the port police. Good morning, every single living soul right now at the sound of my voice. Blessed morning to you all. And I hope you guys are doing fantastically fantastic. I want to jump into this real quick. One of the first thing I want to say, Scrappy, good morning to you, man. Mr. McPhee, Jason, how you doing this morning, my brother? I hope all is well. Good morning, Miss Gettins. How you doing? And good morning, Mrs. Spencer. Hope all is well with you. Tinal, good morning, my dear. How are you? Blessed morning to everybody. Beverly in the UK. And good morning, Miss Nicole Huggins. I hope you're well. Keep standing tall. Good morning. Lisal, good morning. One of the most brilliant attorney. One of the most brilliant attorney you'll find in Trinidad and Tobago. Lisal, good morning. Dr. Ken, good morning to you. How are you this morning, my brother? Hope all is well. Assalamu alaikum. Right. I got a few things. Let me talk about my grievance first. Let me put this out there real quick. Again, I come down this morning, come down the highway, roundabout, and I'm heading up on the Lady Young. That first stone off that on your left there, after you leave the Mover Junction, because you're heading north, I'm not sure, I can't remember what's the name of that street. But as soon as you're about to hit the hill, I'm telling you guys, there is literally a river in the road. Here we are, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. There are certain parts of Trinidad that is suffering for water. Weeks they don't have water, sometimes months. And here it is. Water, I see so many leaks. If somebody go there right now, just go to Mover Junction, head north on the Lady Young. Okay? As soon as you're about to go to that hill, to ascend that hill, it's literally a river. All the way up until you almost meet by Nissan, which is on the right. And this is not hyperbole. This is just total madness. And then we have this duplicitous attitude about what other people would want to say about our country, and it is a dump and it's lawlessness. And I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm just saying, if you're going to point out certain things, point out everything. Right? Hold everybody accountable. And this bothers me because most of the things that happen here, we don't say nothing about it. We just sit down and we complain about among ourselves about stuff like this. This truly bothers me because I love my country. I love my twin island. You understand me? You can't have people suffering at one side of the country for water, and then the other side people just, there's water all over the place, man. That's just disgusting. It's deplorable. It's unacceptable. And that's what I'm a grievance. I ain't going to talk about the rest and stuff because right now I have a rim on my vehicle that is bent and the tire is bulged because I drop in a crater. That ain't no hole. When it drop, I feel that stuff all up in my head. Okay? And don't talk nothing about our speeding because you had nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. It was raining and the pothole it's a crater. I don't know how that tire didn't get blown out. But I digress. I'm going to leave that there for now. Penella and your crew, good morning to you, my dear. Hope all is well sitting in Bago. My Bago family, how you doing? My Tobago people, good morning, good morning, good morning. My Dalaford people, blessed morning to you, and blessed morning, and blessed morning. Here what I want to do. I am bringing this to Trinidad. It's probably going to be in the south area. It's probably going to be. It's already in the making. There are a lot of women out there who suffer in silence. Lots. And lots because of the position I'm in and what I do. I can say this emphatically and implicitly that a lot of women out there are suffering in silence. And here's what I mean. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids, endometriosis, high blood pressure. A lot of women are suffering high blood pressure, anxiety, and the list goes on and on. Here is what is in the making. I have this brethren, Mr. Alistair. We call each other compare. The energy between us is undeniable. It's decades I know this brother. Decades. And we could sit and confabulate on a lot of topics without even getting emotional. And this brother is such a brilliant brother. He's like the opposite of me, but understandably so. He's one of the guys that can pull me up every time I go down. This is a brother, we cried on each other's shoulder many a time. When I go to him with my issue, I literally cry, and I can cry in front of him. And more, as men out there, we need that. I'm getting somewhere with this, so I want you guys to stay with me a little bit, because this is what my program is all about. I went to him with certain issues that I would have had in the past, and we cried on each other's shoulder. Okay, this brother is deep. He living out in Montreal. Well, he's here now, right? We always, we back and forth. Very, very experienced brother. He's also in the field of personal training, extremely knowledgeable, come with a barrage of experience. That brother is 68 years young. You hear what I just say? 68 years young. He's senior me by 2 years. 68 years young. Here's our plan. We are going to, from any age, it doesn't matter the age, whether it's senior, and we're going to do what we have to do. With what I'm doing here now, we are going to do a women alone studio. And I'm not saying this because I don't want the brother wrong. I'm just telling you this is what we're going to do. We're going and take care of the women in this country who have a problem with their biochemistry and could be comfortable in an area where they are alone and can be comfortable in terms of their working out, and also comfortable in their mind knowing that whatever pathologies or chronic diseases that they're dealing with will come to an end. And I guarantee that. I want you guys to ponder on that for a little bit, because it's in the making. The only difference is that we're going to have to start in the south area for many reasons. Based on survey that I would have done, that the south area is like literally need that, because there's a lot of senior citizens there that want that particular help. I get it all the time. Why don't you open an office in the south area? Well, I just don't want to just open the office so that I'm dealing with this, because I see that need. And my brethren, we're going to have some serious meeting, and this is in the making. And it ain't going to be nothing like anything, because Trinidad don't have that. Trinidad don't have no women-only place where they can go and work out. Right? I'm sure about that. And even if that's the case, it ain't no way going and touch what we're going and do here. No way, no how. Because there's only one of me, and there's only one of Mr. Alistair, a.k.a. Compare, and we call each other Compare. I'm going to leave you guys with that for a little bit, for now. But this is something, it's coming soon. And women, so you take my number and call me. We're going to make this happen, especially in the south area. It's probably going to come in the central area, around my area now where my office is. But we have to feel it out first and see what's happening. All right? But I just wanted to put that out there. So now that that is in the making, let me move on to something else. My people in Tobago, Panella and crew, and some of the folks over there, I guess there's an epidemic when it comes to the eyes. People suffering with a lot of issue on the eyes, cataract, and the list goes on and on. I'm going to say something that, again, that going to cause shift. And anytime I have programs, it creates shift. I'm going to say something. There's a particular gentleman in Tobago right now who have a problem with the way I talk. Both his feet have circulatory problem, but he have the way I talk. So that's to tell you how we are as human beings. Ole Tobago people this, Ole Tobago people that, Ole Tobago people that. And that. Who the cap fit where? But your feet, both feet are black. You can't walk good. So your problem is not me. Your problem lies within your own self. You are a representation of a whole lot of people. Get your act together. That's what you need to do, and your life will be a whole lot better. That very attitude compounds the fact that you are in the position that you are now. I'm going to put that to rest as well. Let me talk about this other part here, because you see, we're too duplicitous. We like to do things in a particular way. And when I said duplicitous, you know what I mean? Two-faced. We're too two-faced. Like to backstab because we project. We're not taking care of our own selves. We're looking at other people, and I say this every day. If you're upset with someone, if you're mad at somebody, if you're uncomfortable with the way a certain person's attitude is, look into yourself. That particular attitude is right there, and deal with it. And I'm saying to you now, all of us have our issues. All of us have our issues. All of us are a work in progress. All of us are a work in progress, sorry. Because every single one of us come from dysfunctional family. Don't be skinning up your face out there and thinking, well, I perfect and this. No, that don't happen on this planet here. All of us come from dysfunctional family. Every single one of us. And those of us who suffer in silence with reference to the things that we are dealing with, those psychological wounds, those fractured, fragmented psyche, and the way we react to certain things because of how we suffered in our childhood, it's there, and we need to acknowledge that, rather than bouncing it off one another. The deal here is so that some of us rise to a level where we can see and understand other people. You're not trying to change people, because that's a colossal mistake. Don't try to change nobody. Don't try to fix nobody. Understand why they behave the way in which they do, so you can function around them. And in doing so, you will understand yourself even more so. All right? Now, when it comes to, you hear me always talk about neuropathy, retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy, and retinopathy. Well, retinopathy is the eyes. When it comes to the diabetes stuff, it's the eyes. Let me see if Chris send me a link there. Let me see if I can send that link. Few people. Chris, oh man, if you hear me, I think Chris sent the link. Yeah, man, loving the house, man. And I want to make another comment as well. I will make another comment just now. Just so you guys know, Facebook blocked my video, one of my video last week, and I know why that happened. There's some things that they didn't sit well with them, so they blocked that. YouTube was okay with it. They didn't shut down my account, they blocked the video. And I know why they blocked the video. So I keep telling you guys, there are certain things I can't say on the platform. There's certain things I cannot talk about, because it won't come across good, and you could get deplatformed, and it may or may not bring the radio station into disrepute, which is something that I just do not want to happen. But what I try to do is that those information that I bring to the public are declassified information, and they're verified by myself. So I know what's declassified and what isn't declassified. However, they probably didn't like that particular information. Although it was declassified, they blocked me. They blocked my video. All right, so it is what it is. Good morning, Mr. Ken. Good morning, Mr. Khan and Grandy. Good morning, sir. How you doing? I hope all is well. Yeah, so they blocked my video. Anyhow, I want to say this now. For those people who are suffering with your eye issue, understand that your biochemistry is where the issue lies, and the issue lies with how you eat. I'm going to go over a few more things. Again, I like to be repetitive because I always say this is not an indictment. Again, with all the love in the world and all the respect, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. We have a very short and selective memory in Trinidad and Tobago. Very, very short. We choose to remember the things that we want to remember. We choose to trash the people we want to trash. We choose to do the things that we want to do without any thought whatsoever. We become even more desensitized in our country for more thing than ever. I was in a spot in Komoto Junction one time when there was an accident, and that accident a dude come there. The guy head was bust open. I called the ambulance. I called the police department in Arima. I did the best that I could. And with my experience with working, being an MT in New Jersey, with my experience with that, I was doing the best I could. A guy come with his phone now, right? A EMT, that I want to say in New Jersey, a EMT, right? A guy came with his phone and looking at the thing, and by I kicked that phone out his hand. The phone must have fling about nearly, I don't know, maybe 25 miles. I kick it out straight out his hand. I thought he was going to do something. The man hold on my feet, squeezing. The man could have literally popped open my ankle because he was squeezing me so hard, because he was in such excruciating pain. And this man come filming the man. He filming the man. This was last year in 2024, January of 2024. But look, I don't know what's going on with us now. We become so desensitized. That is something to put on Facebook to make he feel good. Me, you know, because I don't see the need for that. I'll tell you, I absolutely don't see the need for something like that. Honestly, because you're not helping in no way. But when I kick the phone out the hand and he look at my face, he realize, yeah, this man here head the shake, let me just leave him alone. He go and look for your phone and he go away. But I just saying that sometimes when I say certain things, I say it in a particular way so that all of us can learn from. And I do not exclude myself when I make a statement. I don't ever do that because I'm human with everybody else. Okay? If I don't send you the link now, because I told you guys I ain't good at multitasking. If I have to multitask to save my life, that comes natural. But to do what I do in here now, it probably won't work. I'll probably send the link after. You could sit down and take your time and listen to the program. If you have any question, you know, you could call in. As I tell you already, guys, if you want to be a part of the show, 342-0081, 342-0081, or 466-5391, 466-5391. Give me a call in the studio here, all right? And, of course, if you want your help, my number is 736-3962, 736-3962. For those of you who haven't heard me before or are listening to me on the first time, I am Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. Okay? The human body will heal itself given the raw materials. It will, and it will. If I have the time, I would go over a couple of more things this morning with reference to genes and these mutating genes. When they can't make proper conversion, why we are sick. And this is when people take advantage of us. And all those things can be rectified once we understand. We supplement for those things with botanical herbs, scientifically proven, clinically, scientifically based, clinically proven botanical herbs that will make the magic happen. Let nobody fool you about that, because that's the only thing that will heal you. All the rest manages. Botanical herb will heal you. You're going back to basics. You're going back to Mother Earth. You're going back to your ancestors. You're going back to your ancestors' genome. But we are so fundamentally disconnected from that. We lost and we get rotten. We whole body rotten. We can't see good. We eye blind. Well, here was the deal. For those of you who are suffering with certain cataract and retinopathy, the blood in the back of that vein in the back of the eyes that cannot get any blood flow is what causing retinopathy, and a lot of time that cause high insulin. It's very, very close to the same thing with cataract. How come it didn't born with cataract? Why you just develop it? Well, there's a lot of things why that happened. There are a lot of things why that happen. We just not eating the correct foods. We ingesting a lot of microplastics every single day. We are doing all these things to ourselves, and then we complain. And then when a man like me come along and I speak the way in which I'm speaking, then he aggressive and all that. Well, listen, which I don't have no problem with. I don't have no problem with what you think about me. I don't have no problem with your opinion of me. I truly don't have no problem with you. My problem is when you try to convince other people who can't think for themselves because you are inept. That is where my problem lies. Allow people to think for themselves. Okay? We can disagree without being disagreeable. All of us can do that. All of us can do that. And always quick to say, I like that one. No, you don't like yourself. That's the problem. You don't like yourself. So let's talk about that and have that conversation with yourself. Go and take a long journey within your own self. And when you do that, life will become better. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. And folks, I'm I'm gonna talk about this this eye business for a little bit, and I want you guys to understand this. All right, stop eating ultra processed foods. Stop eating vegetable seed oil. Stop it. I beg of you, please. Your life is going to be better. Do some intermittent fasting. Space your food out. Instead of eating breakfast 10 o'clock in the morning, that stuff that they program us with, which is the most liar thing on the face of the earth, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, that liar, foolish talk, it's all. Stop that. You can have your breakfast about between 11:30 and 12. Eat that meal then. You don't want to eat again till quite in the evening time. Practice that. If you can give yourself a little 12 to 16 or even 18 hours in between meal, your body will just do what it needs to do. We have all these rotten organelles, alpha factor, all these interleukin 6, all these things in our body, all this stuff from oxidation, glycation, enzyme. We have all these things in our body, and they need to clean out. You know what I'm saying? And once you do intermittent fasting or you fast, that's the first thing the body does. It's called autophagy. It goes there and look for that stuff, and it clean it out. It will use some as meal, and it will just get rid of the rest. And then autophagy come to entophagy. Depends on how long you decide you're going to do. I guarantee when you start adopting some of these attitude, this discipline, I should say, because it's totally different. Being self-motivated and being disciplined are two different things. Self-motivation don't work ever, period. It don't work. Self-motivation lasts about 30 seconds. Discipline lasts a lifetime. You got to be disciplined. When you do those things, the body will capitulate. It will listen to you. It will do what it needs to do by nature and God, the way it is supposed to function. In vitro, it will go to homeostasis. And this is one of the things that we miss. That fundamental disconnect is what we miss as human beings. And we listen to the stuff out there. And here it is. I always talk about this. Here what we listen to out there. Well, they say I could only eat this. They say I could only eat that. They say I could only eat this. Well, I just eat eggs, but I don't eat the yellow. Excuse me? What you talking about? You're not eating an egg then. You're not eating an egg. Well, that is what they say with the cholesterol. I know that was coming. I know that was coming. My eye people and them at Tobago when I see good, stop nyam ultra processed food. Stop nyamming vegetable seed oil. The only oil you're supposed to be cooking with is avocado oil, coconut oil, or you cook with ghee. Talk done. There isn't not one good single margarine on the face of this earth, and we just bake with it all the time. All you know what make Crisco and cooking and them thing? Candle fat. Me I know how some of us does live, but because our body is so beautifully created, because that's the only thing that's perfect. Our biochemistry, the essence of these interwoven capillaries, bones and muscles, magnificently made by something that none of us can fathom. That's the only thing that's perfect. And when we eat all this kind of mad food, our body fight and fight and fight and fight to keep us alive. I was telling a brethren the other day, your brain don't care nothing but you know. Your brain is wired to protect you. That is why people could do things, the negative things. That is why we can collapse into the negative things quite easily, because your brain don't care nothing about you and what you want to do good. If you plan to go to the gym and you decide you're going to make an excuse this morning to not go to the gym, your brain going and support that. 100% it going and support that. Because it meant to not stress us out. Our brain is designed to not stress us out. It designed to keep you alive. It is extremely primal in its response. The brain not care nothing about you. It's only about survival. And therefore, because of these things, we got to pay attention to the details. We got to pay attention to the pattern recognition. We got to pay attention to those things. And what are the things we need to pay attention to? The big gut that we carrying, the lazy, lethargic feeling that we have daily, that we just feel sleepy and lazy and weak all the time, and we always tired. We need to pay attention to that, because our body giving us these signals consistently. But we ain't listening. Are we not listening? Because we rather a taste than health. We rather that. Folks, if you're listening to me now, I can't send no link now. I ain't know to do that magic day yet. But tune into I'll send the link after. But if you're listening to me now, here what you need to do. Tune into the Street 91.9, or go log on Facebook to the Street 91.9, or go on YouTube and watch your boy pontificate live. Okay? It's always a beautiful thing when you're having fun. I get in so many messages this morning, but like real messages keep coming in here. I know it probably have about 60 something here. I can't even attend to that now, but I'll deal with that after. Again, folks, if anyone wants to call in, please do that. Again, the phone number's in the studio, 342-0081, 342-0081, and 466-5391, 466-5391. I'm going to talk about one of the reasons why, like I said, I like to be repetitive. Well, not one of the reasons, but a number of reasons why we get sick. Ladies and gentlemen, there isn't any pathology in the human body that isn't idiopathically linked or having its root in hypoxia. Let me break this down for you and tell you exactly what I mean. You know, sometimes this hair in my in my mustache doesn't want to trouble me until I'm on the mic here. I don't know, like you just want to test me. So let me break this down for you. The word hypoxia means a lack of oxygen. If there is a pathology, a disease in the human body that having the correct amount of oxygen from your biochemistry, it can't survive. It only survives because of those such things. So every single disease in the human body is idiopathically rooted in hypoxia. So let me go on and explain certain things for you. When these things happen, we are governed by certain type of genes in our body. I talk about these genes already. These are mutating genes. And these are the things that I keep telling people about, that the entire human genome has been mapped by scientists and our doctors. They're supposed to know, which means if you go to the doctor for a particular pathology, then at that particular point, rather than drilling you and priming you for drugs, they should just tell you, this is the genes. You inherit that mutates that cause this problem. Or you can interrupt them and say, quietly, doc, well, since this is the case, what's the name of the genes that I inherit from my parents? I'm going to tell you two things going to happen. You're going to tell you get out of your office, or, and I'm saying this no disrespect, you're going to tell you or don't question him. You hear what I'm telling you? You hear what I'm telling you? Right. So the reason I'm saying that is because you see, when you wise up and understand that the conversion that your body isn't making is what causing you to have a particular disease, you think that is joke. This is not hyperbole. It is scientifically grounded in facts. 100% facts. We can make the conversion. I gave you guys the analogy of this conversion, and I'm going to give it again. And I would probably do it every Wednesday once I have the health and strength to be here. And I will have the health and strength to be here. The guys who work offshore and work on the rig, they pull crude oil from the ocean floor. Well, we can't just take crude oil and put it into our vehicles or put it into wherever. It doesn't know that. There's a conversion need to be had. We make that conversion. That conversion give you oil, different type of octane, kerosene, and the list goes on. A lot of things come from oil. Well, that is analogous to the human body. Very analogous. When you eat a particular food, let me go over it again. It's not the bhaji, it's not the fish, it's not the chicken, it's not the turkey, it's not the vegetable, it's what those things become. Because those raw materials does not remain the same, it cannot remain the same. Our genes that govern this particular stuff makes the conversion. And if this conversion cannot be made, your body would express itself chronically. And this is when they put it in your head that it's hereditary. It's not. It's the antithesis of the truth. Take that from Mr. Johnson. And let me bring my favorite disclaimer. Mr. Johnson considers himself an intelligent brother because he does not know everything. So with that said, if there are people out there that have a problem with my narrative, I challenge you to come and shift my narrative. I'm going to say this all the time because this is interwoven into my disclaimer. I am not absolute in my narrative at all. And let me repeat myself. If you shift my narrative, it's more knowledge for me and more knowledge for the people who I want to educate. Okay? So therefore, I will appreciate. Come and shift my narrative. I beg of you. Because there are some people out there in the upper echelon. Oh, he this and oh, he that. Well, come and oh, he this and oh, he that in front of my face. I have no problem with that. Because I am not going to have a debate with you so that you can show me how, it's not intellectual, how educated you are. That is not the basis for our debate or lecture, however you want to call it, or reasoning. That's not the basis for it. The basis is so that people can learn. So if you come and you try to show me how educated you are, it's very easy for me to pull out my intellectual card and I will silence you for sure. You think that's being boastful? No, that's confidence. That's confidence. And we live in a world where that becomes a toxic sort of element. When you're confident, it's toxic. When you try to be a man and try to discipline your kids, toxic masculinity. Or you pay attention to details and pattern recognition, because we're heading down a road, it's going to be a very sad one if you don't wake up. You have to collapse back into your memory and go back to where your ancestral genome resides. Talk to your ancestors. Do what you need to do. Because, trust me, we are not programmed. Every one of us. Only those who have their awakening, only those of us who wake up will understand what's going on. I think a call coming in here. Grant Bryson, my brother, caller, you live.
Hi, morning, brother.
Morning, man. How you doing?
Morning.
I'm good. How you doing, my brother?
But I was in the process of hooking up there.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Morning to everybody, 91, and to you, and everyone. But I would say after when you listen to the voice recording, we will organize today. I'll have the time today.
Mm-hmm.
What I want, now, we always speak about, and I always go with that mantra that, I believe in the natural process of, what we grew up knowing and seeing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, fish is one of the healthiest forms of meat to eat, right? But, we always speak of the mercury. The mercury that they say that some fish does have, is it something that comes into the fish, which is naturally, or is it based upon the environment? Because a day I got some teta, teta, the river fish, and I was speaking to a friend, she's a herbalist. No, that's not good to eat. Teta and cascaroo is not good to eat. I said, but it's a natural in fresh water. And that is not a, yes, it's true, the fresh water is something could be contaminated. But where the fish has been caught, we go all, the guys and them go all up in Siskunusku, their food up inside. Or we go up in Morang River, way up inside St. Joseph, Maracas. So I understand if you come closer into the tongue side, yes, you may get contaminated water. I ain't saying no. So what is your opinion on that? Because I still believe, because I grew up eating wabi, teta, cascaroo. I've been to Tobago and it's a short time and eat all. And I mean, in my opinion, to me, that might be the healthiest of the fish. But I don't know. Advise. But like again, people, I've spoken to my wife and I've spoken with him in the past. We want to reconnect. And a lot of things what Mr. Johnson has been saying, I believe. And this is me speaking here, Mr. Johnson speaking here, I believe. But I think his mantra is correct in the sense that, when I say correct, I have no concrete evidence to say. But I mean, I'm being logical from what I've seen my mother and father. My father is 93 and counting still. So, it's the way my father lived to this day and the way my mom did it before she passed. If she was alive, she would have been 102. She was 79 when she passed. So, I still believe we have to go back to our natural process. Because that is how it was before tablets were invented, before all these supplements and whatever. That is how the ancients did it. The Vikings, the Celts, the Dravids, everybody. So lock down, listen, brother, and let's hear what I could do when it comes to the...
Well, before you go, the exact question that you're asking me is what? Because you explained a bunch of things. I want the exact one, so I want to...
Yeah, but my specific point is when it comes to the seafood. Because
coming to what?
Always speak about the seafood as in fish, shrimp.
Right, okay, I got you. All right.
The fish generate a lot of mercury and then they say no, the river fish, you cast it.
All right, cool. I get you. I get you.
Yeah. What is your opinion on that?
All right, cool.
Yeah. So let's understand.
All right.
Have a good day.
Love in the house, my brother. I appreciate that. No, let me just here I'm going to start with this because I like to explain certain things. You know, the people who talk about this stuff, they talk about it based on a deep-rooted bag and multiplicity of their personal experience, which I do have a problem with. And it's the same thing I was just saying there. You will never hear them talk that nonsense. The same thing with the 3 major or 4 or 5 food outlets that we have. You will never hear them say that. And those are the people that will be eating that stuff. You will never hear them say that. But you see, because they were fed with a particular information at a particular time, and they interwoven in a particular indoctrination and belief system, they don't have a problem saying those things, not realizing that they are talking from one side of their mouth. And again, I'm just saying this, those sideways conversations don't sit well with me at all. What's wrong with seafood? What's wrong with someone want to eat shrimp? What's wrong with the plankton and the mercury? What's wrong? Not the mercury. What's wrong with the planktons of the sea? You know how many things that come from the sea? Let us take seaweed for an instance, sea moss, right? And it's because it's seaweed. The element of planet Earth, the chloroplast of those plants that sits at the ocean floor, has 98 to 102 minerals. It's in the same water. The same one that they cause or call full of mercury. And I'm not disputing the fact about the mercury stuff, because not everywhere have mercury or heavy leaded mercury in the ocean floor. What I'm saying is that to substantiate your argument or to put some root on what you're bringing, preface it. Put it into context. Because I'm sure the same person who taught that to my boy just now have no problem with sea moss. I could guarantee you that they have no problem with sea moss. My thing is, one size don't fit all. One size don't fit all. If it doesn't work for you, if you eat something and it doesn't work for you, maybe there's that same metallation issue that I'm talking about. You can't refine that raw materials. Well, that's where Mr. Johnson come in. Look, for me, let me give you the right amount of B complex, the right amount of methionine, the right amount of adenosine carbamide. Let me give you those right things. Let me give you the right amount of lion mane mixed with dandelion root or burdock root. Let me do it synergistically for you and bring the conversion, because I know with many of those mutating genes, that's what we need in order to supplement the right way so that the conversion can be had. You understand? So if you had a problem, come and see me. A lot of times people have problem with the stomach. And brethren, that is a real good question. Let them leave you and your seafood alone, because nobody can tell me don't eat my seafood. But like I said, I would like a nice debate with somebody like that, because I'm sure I could tell you, guarantee, do you drink sea moss? Yeah, absolutely. All right, talk done already. Next. Next. So my point again is if you coupled and put the right amount of methionine, the right amount of trimethylglycine, whatever it is, I could synergistically put those things together and do it the way it ought to be done. Okay, Miss Martin, I'm on the air. I will call you back. That's all right. It's okay. Yeah. All right, so that is the deal. So let me just say this. A lot of times we eat certain foods, right? I want to wrap this up. Let me say this real quick. We eat certain foods and we have a problem with our stomach. Ladies and gentlemen, our stomach is 30 feet long. Think about that, 30 feet. Process that for a little bit. Freeze that moment for a little bit. 30 feet. I brought this analogy before. I'm going to bring it again because I'm sure many people who listen to me right now would be the first time they're hearing this analogy. If you're working in a factory, and there's a conveyor belt in the factory, you have about 20 people on the conveyor belt. There's a product come out, he send you by a man, he think of it, he go by the next man, he do what he need to do until it comes into a finished product. Process that for a little bit. As humans, when we eat something, right, the same takes place through this long 30 feet tube that interwovens and had to go through the esophagus and the large intestine and then back to the small intestine and then back to the large intestine. Then it has to deal with hydrochloric acid. Then it has to deal with the villi in our stomach. Then it has to deal with bacteria called Akkermansia, mucinophilia. Has to deal with all this stuff here, right? And then into an end product, and then boom, into our bloodstream when it extrapolates all these minerals and vitamins that we need. Here is the deal though. If the modality of your stomach, which is the speed of the stomach, and there's a reason why I bring the conveyor belt. So let me go back to the conveyor belt before I go forward. Let's say somebody, we on the conveyor belt, as I explained to you, 20 people, and we tinker with stuff, we're doing until it comes to an end product. And somebody go and increase the speed of the conveyor belt. What's going to happen? Ain't nothing wrong with the people. Ain't nothing wrong with the product. The speed increase. That is what you call the mortality of the stomach. Well, let's say they slow it down. It's the same difference. When we eat certain foods, that's what happens. It messes up the modality of the stomach, and then what we do, we blame it on the last thing that we eat. And a lot of times, if I ask you, is it the first time you ate, let's say, corn? Is it the first time you ate corn and you have that particular feeling? No. Well, right there, you know that it's not an allergic reaction, because allergies are not transient. Allergies is allergies. You can't re-allergic one time and then re-allergic another day and whatever. No, that don't work. It's either you're allergic or you're not allergic to something, right? So right there, you know you don't have a problem. That's not your issue. It's the mortality, the modality of the stomach. Motor, the modality of the stomach. How that is, that's what affects many of us. Well, there are genes that govern that too. And it depends on the type of foods we eat. And all this is what Mr. Johnson is prepared to educate my people with when they come to my office. All this. So when me and my boy compare, going and take care of our senior citizens, because it's not only going to be younger people, our citizens, and this is going to, because it's done in the making already. It's done in the making. The senior citizens going to be there. We're going to give them a new life. When we're doing that, these are the things we're bringing into perspective. These are the things we're going to bring into consideration. These are the things that we're going to bring into consideration. All right? And that's the deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, hear what I'm saying to you. I ask you and I beg of you, please, be mindful of what you put into your stomach. Be very, very mindful. Our stomach... and let me finish off by saying this, because again, yesterday I was talking about this particular incident again. That hear what people tell us. Well, they say I shouldn't eat salt. Hey, my cousin Scrappy, good morning to you, my brother. What going on, bro? Scrappy boy, the one and only Scrappy, the original Scrappy boy. People telling you I shouldn't eat salt. Well, you shouldn't eat salt. Well, who tell you shouldn't eat salt? Well, they say I shouldn't eat salt. All right. But how do you feel? I don't feel good. Well, what telling me about they say? Hydrochloric acid is what digests our food. You may ask the question, because the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, it has to be so potent, it has to be like 1.4. If you put your finger in there, it melts it to the bone like that. You're going to have to ask yourself the question, how such strong acid is in my stomach and it don't go through and create problem for me? How can that be? I'm going to tell you the same thing I just tell people when it comes to insulin, and I don't know how insulin knows to emerge from the pancreas and move blood out the bloodstream. Call 1-800-GOD, because me no know. I don't know. But that's how beautiful our biochemistry make up. But I was reading something again. It makes a glue, a sort of glue mucus, so quick, it's quicker than light, consistently in the stomach in order to support that. The other stuff that leads to that, I really don't know. It comes like me picking up a remote to put on a AC or a TV. I know how to press it and put it on and off. But if I have to go through and walk you through to the steps, the dynamics of how that happens when I press, I can't tell you. I can't tell you that. So this is what I'm saying. That I can't go through all that. I can't tell you all that. But what I could tell you, it provided a lot of mucus, and it makes it faster than light. So it supports the hydrochloric acid in the stomach. If that hydrochloric acid isn't strong, you get acid reflux every day. You're getting acid reflux every day in your life. Esophageal reflux, and eventually they're going to put you on PPI, which is proton pump inhibitor. Makes things worse. Eventually you're going dead. You're going to develop H. pylori. You're going to develop ulcer in your stomach, and the list goes on and on and on. Okay? Just because you do not want to eat salt. Just because you got an advice and say you shouldn't eat salt. Eat your salt. Baja Gold sea salt. Celtic sea salt. Himalayan pink salt. Nyam your salt. It's good for you. It's your biochemistry. Your biochemistry needs it. And a lot of times many people laying in the bed at night and they're crampy. It's the advice you're taking from people. No salt. Come on, man, let's do that. And number one, your kidney can't work without salt. The nephrons, the pumps in the kidney, it's impossible for them to work without salt. Let me repeat myself, ladies and gentlemen. It's impossible for the nephrons in your kidney to work without salt. It not gonna happen. So y'all need to revisit a whole bunch of things that been fed to us. And like I said before, these genes that we have here, these CHRR, MTHFR, COMT, a couple of other, I could go through them, but I don't have the time to do that. And I will tell you how they break, because some of these are like genes that govern neurotransmitters, how they refine serotonin so people won't have anxiety. You think Mr. Johnson does a lot of study because I want to help my people. I love what I do. I don't feel I work a day in my life, but I want to help my people. And I don't have all the answers, but I can help my people. I help my people who perish by lack of knowledge and think that we can find salvation in other stuff. I really got to be careful how I was saying this. We think we can find salvation in other stuff because I don't want them to block my video again this week here. Block my video. Block my video. Right, because they didn't like some of the things that I would have said. If they had a problem with other things, why they didn't shut the account down? Because they do that already. They put me in Facebook jail already. Lock down the account for about 7 days and go and tell me I need to apologize. Me and apologize for nothing. Nothing. And to send some stuff. I ain't do nothing. Eventually, me and know what happened after they open it back they thing it up. So this is what I keep telling people real quick, that you don't have no wall. People are always talking about your wall this and your wall that. You don't have no wall this, you don't own no wall. The wall, Facebook is owned by the United States government. But ladies and gentlemen, that time is winding down. It's been a pleasure, my prerogative, to be with you this morning. And by the grace of the Creator, I'm going to be back here on next Wednesday to give you some more information. Please give me a call at 736-3962, 736-3962, or 709-8450. Call the 736 plenty. I just return everybody call. All right, and I will take care of you. My consultation absolutely free. Any chronic disease the body can heal. Any single chronic disease. If you didn't born with it, it can be healed. If you're not born with them, it could be healed. Anything that is not hereditary. I am not talking about things like beta thalassemia and those things where you have a trace in it. Once somebody have it, somebody is going to have it. No. Most of these things are idiopathically linked in hypoxia, and Mr. Johnson will show you how to do it properly. I don't have all the answers, but I do have a lot. And I'm not saying that I know everything. No, never. I don't ever say that. But in the meantime and in between time, like that time is going on. If you're looking at me live now, you'll see I'm looking at a screen there. Well, that screen guided me because it have a countdown on it. And a couple of times I was talking so much, I was so loquacious, it countdown on me and I get cut off from my own program. You know, I can't afford to let that happen. That is inept. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, in this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we are simply not each other. Am I my brothers and sisters keeper? It's supposed to be that way. Well, here's the deal. Although we all need each other to be each other, here's the deal. Nobody ain't coming to save you. I want you guys to understand that ain't nobody coming to save you from yourself. You got to do that on your own. So get yourself together. Get yourself together. Call me if you want a diet sheet. I have one, a modification diet sheet. And just remember, I'm not making no diet sheet for nobody. Ever. If you want a diet sheet from me, a personalized one, bring $5,000. Maybe you'll follow it. Because nobody follows diet sheet. Most people are not disciplined enough, and I'm not going to waste my time. But what I will do, I will give you a diet sheet with certain foods you need to avoid. That is all I'm going to do. You avoid. And then I can guide you through any other question that you have for me. So come to the office, book your free consultation today, and Mr. Johnson would lead you down a road you never, ever dreamed of. And in the meanwhile, and in between time, Trinidad and Tobago, I love you guys. I love my country. Mr. Guevara, good morning to you, my brother. Good morning, good morning. I hope all is well, man. And good morning to Mr. Alexander and all the folks out there who are doing a good job thus far. We always going to criticize, and before we do that, we need to look at each other. So in the meanwhile, and in between time, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ. You know what? Megan.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleau, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you will love this.